my name is Michiyo Koyanagi. I am a postdoc at this institute. The iCeMS Crosstalk series presents two scientists each time in a discussion format. Today, I will be speaking with Dr. Mineko Kengaku, an iCeMS professor. Nice to meet you, Dr. Kengaku.
Nice to meet you, Michiyo.
So you have succeeded in the field of developmental neurobiology. So I have some questions. So when did you decide to be a researcher? Why did you make this decision?
Well, to be honest with you, I never imagined I would become a scientist when I was undergraduate student. So I majored in basic biology and zoology and vaguely planned to find work at a company with a master's degree. So I entered graduate school and started bench work. Then I suddenly fell deep into science. I was so much interested in many fundamental questions remain to be solved. And when I solved one little question, I wanted to solve one more. I repeated this, and perhaps I decided to become a scientist when I decided to do postdoc abroad. At the time, I made up my mind to continue science as long as I could, as long as I have opportunity.
What have you done in the postdocs?
So I have always been interested in the shape of living creatures. The shape of animal body is well designed for functional efficiency, plus they look really beautiful. So during my postdoc, I searched for molecules implicated in patterning of the limb using chick embryo. And after postdoc, I took a job as a junior faculty at Kyoto University and started working on cell shape formation in the brain. Now so using advanced microscopic techniques, our lab is focusing on the dynamics, underlying molecular mechanisms of neuronal migration and process stabilization of neuron during development.
Now I have something on my mind lately. So when I was a PhD candidate, I was entirely focused on one single molecular phenomenon, and I enjoyed it purely for the sake of the research. And why it is so, what's the mechanism of it, and the clarification of such question was my main focus. And I didn't really think or even care about the possible beneficial applications. But now I'm studying about iPS cells in Yamanaka lab and applying iPS cells to regenerative medicine. And my boss and MD researchers are constantly thinking how we can utilize iPS cells in cell transplantation therapy and among other applications. But these sorts of practical applications are difficult for basic researchers, including me, to imagine. So is it possible to overcome these differences to bring basic research and applied science together?
Yeah, it's a very good question, and I don't have a clear answer to your question. And I know Dr. Yamanaka is a medical doctor, and always thinking about apply his technology to the therapeutic medicine. But I think everybody should have different interests and background. And somebody might be more into therapeutic medicine or applied biology, and others might be more interested in basic biology. I'm interested in basic biology, and in my experience, I have never achieved anything just by myself. I have always been surrounded by excellent colleagues, but they all have different background and interest. But I experienced some sort of chemical reaction occur by intensive discussion and collaboration with others who have different background and interest. So those kind of chemical reaction produces something totally unexpected if you do it just by yourself. So those are the most exciting and happiest moment in my research career, to share joy and excitement with others. So I don't think you have to put yourself into some kind of framework. You are now studying iPS cell with your own motivation, and your colleagues should have different motivation. But by approaching the same problems from different aspects or different angles, you may be able to shed more vivid light onto the problem. Is the field really competitive?
Yes, I'm very competitive. So, but I have to do.
I don't think that nobody really thinking the same way. So you can, even if many are interested in the same problem, I think you can create your own research, original research.
Okay. I hope another researchers doesn't think the same way. Okay, so I hear you have a small child. So do you have sufficient time for your family on the weekends?
Yeah, I try to spend with my family in weekends since I don't have enough time for my small child. Both, of course, the research and family are very important for me. And both takes long time and effort. So it is quite tough to balance between the professional and the personal life. But I should say I'm enjoying every minute of my life as a mother scientist.
Especially in Japan, female researchers are rare.
When I was undergraduate student, the female researchers are really rare, and there was a lot more obvious prejudice towards female scientists. So I was quite insecure of what I was doing and kept asking myself whether I really want to continue this or not. Perhaps I end up continuing this probably because I like science. Do you have any difficulty as a female researcher?
To plan in the future is very difficult for me. To do research needs time to research work, to work hard, and in the future to select the lifestyle is very difficult issue for me.
I see. Many young female researchers are really anxious about their future, so about being scientist as a female researcher. And they seem to fear that you lose the happiness as a woman if you choose the life as a scientist. But I would like to tell them that it's not a choice between the two. You can be happy both as a scientist and also as a woman. And you don't have to put yourself into some stereotyped framework. So there is no age limitance to get married or give birth to your child and so forth. So I think you should do something you really want to do right now. If it's science, you should go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for taking time to talk with me.
You are very welcome. Pleasure is mine.
Thank you. That will be all for second iCeMS Crosstalk. Thank you for watching.